So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing my computer and I pass it over to Australia. And Ethan's going to open up the script and he's going to start walking you through the script so you can actually see the script in a little bit more detail. Now, all of you will have a copy of this script. You'll have two versions. You'll have the one that we've dialed in for lawyers, attorneys, and then you'll have a generic one that you'll be working on that you can actually sort of customize to yourself. So, Ethan, do you want to share your screen?
Yep. Let me share away. So I'll start here with the script. And really, the goal of the script is to allow yourself to not have to rely on either you as the owner of the business and the person that is hyper niche down and understanding the space to always have to be across the messages, but actually get to a point where you're out of the DMs and it's an appointment instead of doing it for you. And so the way that we do that, especially with film, is you're giving them pre-written messages that allow them to move from having to be that industry expert, like you guys are of your niche, ideally, and being that heart specialist, but moving into um, a pattern recognition framework where they just have to recognize the consistent posts that are coming out in your niche. So for lawyers, it might be SEO or case specific breakdowns, breaking down a certain law or certain situation, FAQ content, posting client wins, posting awards or achievements that they're getting, are the consistent posts that are going out in that space. For someone like Carla in the sports space, it might be event recaps, they might be having profile highlights, sponsor posts. If they're an athlete and they're an ambassador for a certain brand, what it's just finding those posts that you can write a semi-generic message to that feels like you're seeing them and you're using that I love framework. It's not hyper specific to the post, but it's roughly, and it's just the job of your setter to recognize what post is the what comment goes on the correct post for that person you're reaching out to. So we'll go into the various ways specifically for LinkedIn on how we do this. And the primary ways are either through content or through hashtags. So, for example, an easy one to go through is state and then your niche or broader messages. The reason why I like using location is it helps you filter to the space that you want. So for you guys, if you're in the US, you don't want to be getting lawyers from all the way over in the UK or over in Europe or in Tokyo. You want to be getting the lawyers that you can more easily work with. And so state or like city law or city athlete for you, Carla, or various things like that that help you tailor it into that location a bit better. Now, LinkedIn's algorithm will semi help you with that, but if you're filtering by the latest posts, you're going to get a wide range of people posting. But with that hashtag, it lets you dial it down a bit more. The other way is through the services option on that search in your search. So where you would go is you'd go down through here, filtering down to
So,
services.
so just let me give you
Yep.
guys just a quick update. So this part of the process is how we're farming, right? This is the process of what your setter would do. So we're going to talk about setters and getting your setter and how to get your setter set up so it's so it's not expensive. And we're going to show you all that in just a second. But this part of the process is the first part, which is farming, which is the
Yeah.
film acronym. So what he's doing now is he's looking for ideal clients, right? So we're using hashtags, we're using these different methods. We do similar stuff on LinkedIn, we do similar stuff on you know,
Instagram.
X, TikTok. It all works as a way of sort of searching and farming. It's just this ideology of farming. Keep going.
Yeah. So a lot of these tactics transfer over various platforms with hashtags. Instagram, you can type in, I know they use a little bit of SEO when it comes to profile names. But for the second way for LinkedIn specifically is the services tab. So you can type in injury law here and all the different people, and we can filter for location. So we'll still stick with California. And everyone that's offering, if I remove this, that should help. Yeah, that should help. If I type in lawyer, we should be able to get a bunch of different lawyers and business owners in the niche that are offering personal injury law services in California. And so this gives you pretty much a ready-made lead list for your niche. It could be for Aaron, you're in the coaching and speaking space. So it could be if we look up coaching, we'll find executive coaching, leadership development, life coaching. You've got a ready-made lead list for your niche based on whatever services you're looking for. So I'll go to some of the profiles that we pre-picked before. Now that we've found our list and we've farmed the people we're looking for, we're now moving into the I love section. And so with I love, what you're doing is you're finding that content that you can drop a comment on their profile. So with that, we will go to, I'll leave Reza to last. We'll go to Dennis. And so what you're doing here is you want to go straight to their activity so you can see their posts. And you go straight to all posts. Ideally, you're looking for content that's been posted in the past 12 months. And so he's gotten an award here that he's won and gotten recognition for. And so we'll go to the script and we've got a rough template here that we developed in the first session based on a lot of lawyers were talking about tenure and accomplishment. And so what you do is you go in, drop your comment on their post under that compliment question framework. So it's congratulations on winning this, which is that compliment. And then we've got that question. Now it's a little bit more tailored to Dennis here, but as time goes on, you will start to refine these, and you yourself doing this setting before you get your first appointment setter will start to recognize the patterns and refine these messages over time.
So you're seeing it as a collection of messages that then gets put into the document that you will then offload to someone else. And this is why we highly recommend you do it first before you even look at doing a setter. We've had companies come at us and ask us to go in and consult for them, and they've just gone, oh, just give us a script. And it's like, no, we need your voice. We need your brand to be behind this before we can even let you even start putting in setters for you, because there's no point in putting setters in without you being dialed in. You have to make this sound like you, because otherwise you can ruin your brand. Like I've had so many instances where, like I've just jumped into it because I got so excited because I could see the results. And then it's like, no, but you're not sounding like me. And so you want to make sure that, particularly if you're handing your personal profile. Now, a lot of you might not want to do that. I do that because I feel it's more effective. And if I was in your business, that's what I would be telling you to do. But you might not want to do that. You might want to hand it into the agency. You might want to speak and just do it at the agency. It's just going to be an uphill battle. People like to do business with people. And to scale this out to get that many things. I mean, people must think that I'm on fucking cocaine because I just sleep literally. Like I'm asleep and I've got setters in through the night. As I wake up, they turn, because I got 3 setters. So one does the night shift, then one takes over in the morning, and then the other one takes over in the afternoon. And so I'm 24/7 awake to the public. But I would never be able to hand this off until I've collected enough of these comments that I can actually scale it. Now, this one, we've tailored it a little bit, and we're using sort of Louder Media, who's with us today. Is one of our longest standing students. He's super dialed in. If you haven't checked Louder Media out, guys, I highly recommend you go look at them. They're very niche specific. They've got their content down. They're doing podcasts. And then, this, for me, this is the next piece in the puzzle that will work with them. So we use them as an example, and we also this morning did a messaging service, which I think, sorry, a messaging example of where we reached out to a pretend one. We did a role player. I think we'll go through that as well.
Yes.
Keep going, Ethan. Sorry.
So now that we've gone through, we've farmed our lead, we've found something that we love about them, we've left our message. From here, you're then going to message direct. So this would drop down. You'd post this. Obviously, I'm not going to post it because it's I'll leave this lead for the boys to hop on. But that comment will be there, and that's creating that public pressure for them to respond. And it'll notify them because he's got no other comments on that post. And so it stands out like a bit of a sore thumb for him. Hang on, someone's engaged with me. Let me go look. That feels nice to get that engagement, to get that attention in a way that isn't that is tailored. From here, then we go to message direct. So we're sending that first message, which is your sort of wider opening where you're looking to start and transition from once you've messaged direct, moving into the story qualification framework. So we'll go to Dennis. Add the connect. Now, when you connect with them, you don't want to be hitting message or follow. You want to be making sure that you're connecting and adding a note so that when you connect with them, this will be the first message that pops up in the conversation. So then we tailor it. So, hey, Dennis, saw your post on winning the award, on winning the, and then I'll go find, I would have, in this situation, I'd find the name of the award, winning the XYZ award, and thought I'd reach out to connect. How long have you been in the legal field for? And then that'd go off and that would be sent to him.
Now, I don't know about you, but if you got a message like that and someone's publicly commented on your stuff, the first thing you're gonna do is go look at their profile. Now, let's go to Brandon's profile and say, so this lawyer is now going to Brandon's profile. Creative director, content creator, 1 million plus streams. I help attorneys attract premium clients through memorable songs and engaging visuals. Like, it's obvious. It's boom. It's already doing the work. And now the guy's looking through. He's like, okay, this guy's connected with me. And now I've got a message from him. This is why the power of niching is so powerful with this combined with content, because they're working on their credibility, their authority, their visibility, plus they're dialed in terms of niche, plus they're hitting them into like a very customized message. It looks very customized, very thought out message, very meaningful, not spammy, not like car salesy, not tacky. It's not creepy in any way. This is why a really good script can, for me, it changed my life. It literally changed my life.
So we'll go from there. Michael will do a helicopter overview of the full story method shortly, but I'll give you here's a DM conversation we prepared earlier. So in the first session, Brandon and I had a back and forth role play, and I'll do a play-by-play of where each step of the story method is coming out in this conversation. So, hey Brandon, saw your post about that vehicle injury case you won for your client and thought I'd reach out to connect. How long have you been in the legal field? Had his practice for 6 years. So our response is, nice. I've been running my video business for near on 15 years now. I'm working with attorneys and law firms now for the past 5 years or so. So you're dropping and seeding in there that you're niched. And then straight into the first question, which is around their thirst or their goal, their desire. What's the number one goal for your practice this year with your marketing? Are there any specific financial goals tied into those efforts? Short message back, expanding into California. And then the thing you want to be doing with your script and you want to be teaching your setters to is to add an element of acknowledgement. So it's not just a direct copy paste. You're tailoring it a bit to the situation. Simple acknowledgement elements is nice, all right, gotcha, I see, and then going into the next message. You can obviously tailor it a bit more, where it's like the acknowledgement here is very achievable
That
when you're
that
getting.
that's kind of the lesson we're going through now with our setters is like, okay, we've dialed in the script. Now I need some personality. Now I need some, I need to make these messages a little bit more human and more fun. And as we're moving into more AI, it has to be like that. So we're getting them to sort of drop the script. And then when they write something, it's more of an acknowledgement of saying, oh, I see what you're saying. I understand what you mean. Or what I use is agree and amplify. So if they say, it's really tough, he's like, yeah, it seems to be, I understand exactly what you mean. Finding the industry itself, like I'd amplify it so they understand that you're listening to them. Because the biggest, look, I don't want to get cheesy or romantic on you, but the more you can make people feel that you understand them, the more they feel heard. I mean, the greatest form of intimacy is being is understanding. And so a lot of these DMs, when you're training your setter and you're picking the personality to work for you, you want to make them very empathetic in this scripting. And that's what we're going through at the moment. We've just hired a whole bunch of new setters and we've got one that's really shining in this place. And we're just using him for examples because he keeps empathizing with every single message that the client comes through and says to us. And this is what makes it special. It makes it more connective. It makes it feel real. The client feels special. They feel like they're being heard. And the sale is already happening. Now, you amplify that with content like Brandon and his team are doing, and you are starting to create a lot of momentum around already selling. Because I'm a massive believer that people buy you before they even pick up the phone. I honestly believe that people will buy you before they even talk to you. Like a lot of the sale can get done here. A lot of the forming of the bond, the relationship, the sale, the marketing, and when you infuse again with content and this type of DM strategy, it's really, really effective. Keep going, Ethan.
Yeah. So in the essence of that empathizing and acknowledging, referring back to the post that we commented on, very achievable when you're getting the client wins, like the case you posted about. So you're doing good work, you deserve to scale. How close are you now? We're trying to find that revenue situation, or how far away are they from that goal? How close are you to expanding into the next state? And then again, in that aim of acknowledgement, have you got any locations picked out yet? Opening another office in Nevada, want to take over the Las Vegas market. Plenty of business trips there, I'm sure. That's that personalization again. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. A bit of that Michael tone of lighthearted, cheeky. And so the next question is how soon do you open the office? Which starting to get some yearning in there. What actions are you taking? Is the office a pie in a sky dream that you're just thinking about, or is things in motion? It might be a website rebrand. Are you already working with a website rebrand might be another example. Do you already have the website designer you're working with, or is that something you're thinking about doing later this year? So in terms of we're trying to get that yearning in, is this in motion? Are you taking action, or is this just early stage daydreaming, shower thoughts? Have their eyes on a location. What's the plan? We're deepening that yearning, action steps, laying it out. And now we've pivoted it to marketing, back to the realigning it to the conversation around their marketing, their videos, their branding. Great, you've got a new office location. Now that you're there, how are you getting your name out there? Let's say you accomplish this goal. What's the plan? SEO ads. Again, that acknowledgement, I gotcha. Then deepening it to the situation. Have you been implementing SEO for the new office? Creating that problem. I always found with my other clients, social proof that he's working with other lawyers, dropping a little bit of expertise here, that there's a hefty 3 to 6 month lead time before cases start to trickle in. Creating some of that problem, that pain, that struggle. Great, you've got a new office, but it's going to be losing you money for 6 months. Is that something you can afford to happen? And then the other thing with SEO, where I know this was in one of Brandon's calls in the boiler room, he was talking, one of the clients was talking about getting all the traffic that they needed, but no conversion. And so the video that is on the website to act as the conversion piece. So you're seeding in some of this stuff that you're seeing their situation, you're seeing them. He gave me a bit of a non-answer, and then but alluded to seeing the profile, so the niching had worked. We do. Then you can also pull back the screen. Obviously, I'm asking these questions because you're my target audience. Then into a pitch, because typically when they say, hey, what do? The end goal isn't to sell them on this message, it's to get them into the call. You don't want your appointment setters trying to price up packages for them, give them day rates, anything like that. Their goal is just to get them onto a call with you. That's their only sell in the DMs is a call. So from there, went into a bit of a lined him up for a call, saying that, hey, you're fairly similar to some of our other clients that we've helped. Would you be open to a call? And then booking him in. And that's a rough structure of how most, obviously there'll be different objections to handle. You'll get people asking like, what are you trying to offer? What's your prices? These types of things. Now we do have a majority of those objection handles in the script. There is messages that you can tailor to fit your voice, but that's a rough idea of how a DM would go. Now I'll hand it back over to Michael to do a bit more of a helicopter view on the skeleton of a DM conversation as well.